Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Two Tangled Skeins. We are Saturday, August 17th, 2013. This is episode 49. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. I'd like to welcome any new viewers and welcome back any returning viewers.
And say hi to everyone we saw at Stitches. It was great seeing
Yes,
them.
it was. It was awesome, but we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
So.
And I'm Kari, also known as Jaded Knitter. And you can find us on Blip, YouTube, and iTunes under Two Tangled Skeins, TWO. And you can find us on Twitter, also under Two Tangled Skeins, but it's the number 2. And then our blog is twotangledskeins.com. Come join us. It has all the show notes and everything.
Okay.
And also, join our RAV group.
Please join our RAV group. We want to get to 600 so we can have another draw. We're at 566-ish.
Something like that. We're close to 570.
Yeah. So join. If you haven't joined, join. Do it.
Because you have to be a member of the group in order to
participate in the draws.
Or
giveaways, or, because we
pretty
tend
much
to
anything
we
else.
tend to have those. So, yeah. FOs. That's you.
Oh, right. This is not an FO.
No.
Not yet.
These are her
5-day socks.
Yes. On the way to Stitches, during Stitches, on the way back. She finished it in the car in the dark.
Yep. These are just a standard toe up. It's my standard toe up pattern with a
Slip stitch heel?
No, it's not slip stitch. It's short row. Short row heel.
Sorry. Yes. Short rows. I should know this.
And these are actually my new pug blockers. These are the large, whereas I had the medium before. So these fit my feet versus the mediums, which fit Sue's feet.
She can knit me socks anytime.
The yarn is Indigo Dragonfly.
I didn't write down the name because wait till you hear it.
And it is called Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock, which is apparently a reference to the Big Bang Theory, I believe.
I think it is.
I'm not all that up on pop culture TV. I haven't been ever, so correct me if I'm wrong. I just love the name because Leonard Nimoy, Spock.
Well, of course you buy sock yarn for the name sometimes. I mean, hello.
It had Spock references.
There you go.
Yes, one of my first crushes was on Leonard Nimoy. Followed swiftly by Patrick Stewart.
See a theme here?
And
who else?
others.
Not that kind of show.
But yeah, I have a thing for the Captain and Spock, and yeah. I'm also a diehard Trekkie. Just go with it. Sci-fi nerd in general. So yeah. These were my FO. I cast them on
Wednesday going over
Wednesday
the bridge.
as we hit the border.
Yeah.
And I cast them off somewhere
Sunday.
around Toronto, I think.
We were on the 407.
Yeah, so
Yes. Or the
Why?
No, we were on the 401.
were we back on the 401?
We were back on the 401.
Okay, so just after we bypassed Toronto.
Yeah.
So yeah, and these are what I was knitting on at Stitches and while we were wandering around downtown Chicago. You would be surprised how much room people actually give you, even on a crowded street, when you wander around with a set of 5 stiletto DPNs in your hands. Amazingly enough, I didn't
Knitting magic loop, they don't notice you.
Yeah.
Knitting with this, they notice.
They don't like getting poked.
No.
It's also how I keep space on the buses in rush hour. Because nobody wants to stand here against me when I'm holding
sticks.
these. Which is nice, because I don't really want...
She gets looks when she gets on the bus with them too.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten on the bus with nothing but, D-pins coming out of my hands because I was starting a sock. So that is my sum total FO.
And that's an almost hoe.
And this is an almost hoe. I'm calling this a half-finished object, so I'm calling this a hoe.
It'll be done by today.
By the time this is actually
Aired.
released and aired, it will be. Because I'm on the toe decreases. And I'd be done the toe decreases, except I was drinking coffee on the bus. And
Priorities, woman.
yeah, coffee.
Okay.
Coherence was the priority.
Yes.
And I couldn't put the cup down because it was a to-go cup, so no knitting on the bus.
So your rock, paper, scissors,
Lizard Spock.
are knit on
Oh, they're down on 2.25s,
Okay.
which is my standard
US 1.
US one.
Those are knit on the same.
Yeah, the same needles
We
actually.
weren't done talking about that because we don't know what kind of yarn that is.
This is the Black Lamb, which as of right now I do not believe has any kind of website, Etsy or anything. She's a local to us dyer.
Should be
And
at Twist.
she's at Twist.
Okay.
Which is the next upcoming festival that we're going to, which is
Next weekend.
is it next weekend?
Or the
wow.
17th. It's on like the 25th or the 20th. It's next Saturday. It's Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
my.
Because Lynn's gone to Rhinebeck.
Yeah. And we'll be going to Rhinebeck later in the year.
Yes.
These are something I don't even know when I cast these on.
That's a couple months ago.
It's been a while.
They've been in and out of the bag.
Yeah.
The projects list.
I've had the needles out of them for ages because yes, I do just pull needles out of projects, put the project down somewhere, not even in a bag. I just plop it in a drawer, on a table, whatever, and use the needles for something else.
And then she'll pick it up and go, oh, that's where I was.
Yeah, exactly. But these are just vanilla socks. These are cuffed down with a Eye of Partridge heel, which it's probably hard to see, but you can.
Oh no, you can.
Yeah, you can tell that it's not the standard slip stitch pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm on the toe, just doing my standard,
And
4 decreases, row, 4 decreases, row.
so for a heel, like Eye of Partridge, what do you think of that heel compared to your slip stitch and your short row?
Eye of Partridge is a slip stitch heel.
Okay.
It's just instead of doing the slip stitches in a row, you offset them by 1.
Okay. And does that make the heel thicker, like sturdier, last longer?
Both the Eye of Partridge and the slip stitch are one of the more sturdy heels because you end up with a double thickness of the wool.
Okay.
So it'll actually felt in the back of your socks or back of your
Whereas my
shoes. Whereas
short row,
short
there's no
rows,
doubling at all.
Exactly. So they don't wear quite as well, but
Yeah. It's preference.
It's preference.
And I like the short rows.
And I have always worn my socks out in the heels. It's just I wear it out in the heels and my second toe.
Oh, sorry, rogue ball.
Oh, thank you. Which is the oddest place in the world for most people would think of, but it's my second toe because it's like my second finger. It's actually longer than the rest of my toes. I have weird feet. I just have weird feet in general, so go with this. So it rubs on the toe of my shoe, so it wears out my socks quicker.
Yeah.
But I've also switched the type of shoes I'm wearing. So heels are no longer an issue, so I've started doing the short row heels because I'm...
Okay, so that's why it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because the backs of my shoes no longer... they're literally just there to keep my foot from falling out. Yay for finding shoes that keep me from having back pain. And come in really funky colors. Which is
Very
always a
funky.
bonus.
Very funky. And isn't that the shoes that you can get like a knitted pattern on them?
Yeah, that was last year, so
Okay.
you can't get it anymore. I want to try and find a pair, but so far I don't have the money for it because they're like $140 shoes.
But well worth it.
Oh god, yes. Very well worth it. So yeah, you might as well do your
hoe? My hoe?
Yes, your hoe.
My hoe. This is my hoe.
This is
Isn't
what
it
she was
pretty?
doing.
This is what I was doing. I was about here, I think. I was about here when we got in the car, so I did all this, and I finished it in the car. I think, I don't know whereabouts we were, but yeah, this is Kirby Werby yarn. It is Game of Thrones colorway, which is one of a kind to me and to me only. It is knit.
She's very proud of this.
I am very proud of this. I begged for this and I waited for it, so yeah. I love it. It's just the 4 colors that I like the best, and I told her to try and get it to I just sent her a copy of the colors of the crests of 4 of the houses in Game of Thrones, and that's what she came up with. And I think...
And we both love Kirby Werby.
Yes, Kirby Werby is the boss. She is the boss.
Not yet been able to get my hands on it, but I do love her.
Yeah, because she sells out quickly.
Yes.
And so I'm about to do the heel.
On the second sock.
On the second sock. And I'm using my die-craft needles, my 2.5, which is a US 1.5.
So it's not really a hoe so much as a 3/4 faux.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And I have that in one of my favorite bags that I use for socks. It is one of my box bags. And this is by Zigzag Stitches. So if you have a chance to buy Zigzag Stitches bags, very well made. I love this little box bag. It's got a handle and it's got sheep on it, and she does coordinating colors.
Yep.
So.
And I've been carrying this around in my bag go. I love the knot bags. I always have, like I sew them myself, but quite frankly our friend Diane, who's the knotted bag.
Freedom for You on Ravelry.
Yep, and the knotted bag on Etsy. She found me pug fabric.
Bonus, and it's got paw prints on the inside.
So I have 2 of these bags because I have a spinning bag with this
My
stuff
spinning
too.
bag is in the background behind Carrie's head.
But yeah, I normally carry my socks and stuff around in this. Stitches, I was carrying it on my...
This is a spinning bag, just so you can see penguins, and it's got satin on the inside, which doesn't snag for your fiber.
I had it on this, which is... the heck are the... Distaff. It's wrist distaff.
Yeah.
And we actually picked up new ones at Stitches.
Yeah.
So this thing was about $25, and I love it. It is really good, really well made. And I
Sorry, I'm making crinkling noises because, we're just going to go with it.
Yep. And I forgot mine at home. But we found these ones, and I think they're about $8.
$8.50.
Yeah.
And so it comes apart.
And you literally just spear the yarn. Well, here.
You spear the yarn like this, stick it in the bottom, and there you go.
And just carry it around like that.
Yep.
And that's almost
basically the same as the other one, and it'll turn.
Yep. So this is what I was walking around downtown Chicago.
Yep.
But yeah, that's actually, I'm just gonna keep it on because
Why not?
And it'll keep my ball from heading off to parts unknown.
Yeah. So that is my hoe and my on the needles at the same time. And I'm going to go into what else I have on the needles, because then you've got a couple projects after that.
Okay.
What I put back on what I've taken out from hibernation is why I'm not paying attention, because I'm having to knit through the front and back loop for this row. And Lynn will be happy, Toby will be happy.
This tall baby isn't here today because she's at a birthday party for her niece.
Madeline Tosh, Amy Hendricks pattern of Mara. So it's a DK shawl that I'm knitting out of Madeline Tosh DK. It's called, I keep moving that, sorry. Me and the mouse. Is called Georgia O'Keeffe. It's on 4.5 needles, which is a US 7, right?
Yes.
Yes, and so this is my thing of beauty here. I don't know if you can see, because I can't see through.
This is the top here,
And I'm doing the ribbing.
And she's doing the ribbing, which is the triangular bottom part.
Yeah. And if you want to see the yarn a little bit better, and see the colors.
This lovely set of greens and grays and teals with just a little hint of
you can actually see.
almost a reddy color, like a wine.
There's a wine in there a little bit. So I've picked it back up for those of you who are wondering, and yes, right now I'm on the row of knitting through the front and back of every stitch, so that's why I'm not looking up as much as I should be. Now it's her turn because she's got 3 projects on the go, and I can just sit back and knit. Love it.
Well, I guess I already talked about this one because that's on the needles. I'll put that down, put that back, and pick this one up.
Which I've never seen until today.
Yeah, I completely forgot. We were talking about it, or rather we were talking about another one that I had on the needles and has now been, will be frogged. because I didn't like how it was looking. But this is the Lock Street cardigan by, I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't write the person. Sorry.
So this is the Lock Street cardigan, and I've forgotten who it's by. I am horrible that way. And it actually refers to a street in Toronto. There's a pattern book of them, and all of the patterns are named after various streets and areas in Toronto, which is where the designer is from.
Cool.
And it is done out of Tannis Fiber Arts. I love Tannis. This stuff is great.
So the pattern is by someone local, and so's the yarn.
Yes. The yarn is from Tannis, who is from Montreal, and the pattern, like I said, I've forgotten the name of the person, and I'm
It'll be in the show notes.
It'll be in the show notes, and she's from Toronto. And I'm doing it out of Tannis Fiber Arts, her yellow label, which is a DK weight, in Truffle is the name of the color.
Ooh.
And it's...
that is a really good name for that color.
Oh yeah, she's good at naming her colors. Yeah. And it's done in browns and a little hint of green and a little hint of wine. And I adore the colorway, and it's showing up the design really well. This is the back of the cardigan.
There's a reason she bought a sweater quantity.
I actually bought the sweater quantity specifically to do this sweater.
Yeah. You had started that sweater previously, right? And you didn't like it.
No, it wasn't this one I started. It was a different one.
I keep thinking it's that one that you've started.
No,
before.
I've never actually started this one before. This is new. So yeah.
Needles?
This is done on 4mm, which is US 6. And these are actually my brand spanking new Hiya Sharps.
Stitches acquirement.
Stitches acquirement. Where'd I put them? Where'd it go? Oh, duh, there it is, on top of my purse. I actually bought the set of their interchangeables, the interchangeable surfs. Yep. So this is them in their little pouch.
I'm using over here.
Yeah, she's using the 4.5s, and comes with a really nice little pouch with a kind of cover for that and a couple of different pockets. All of the cables are actually in this back pocket here.
Which I could say are working quite well, because blunty stumpies to knit through the front and back doesn't work.
So which one are you using? You're using your... Addie's. Okay. Yeah, she's using, or was using Addie Clicks, and is now using the Hiya Sharps. I finally just gave in, because I've been going through my needles, because I have a ton of needles, but I'll have a whole bunch in one size, and I'll go to use them and realize that
you're missing one.
I'm missing the size I need. And a lot of the needles I have are in really bad shape. They were cheap needles, or they were Addie Turbos that I had bought. And I loved, for the longest time, and I still do really like the Addie Turbos. They're lace.
Yep.
The problem is they're brass. I can't use brass because I eat brass, or rather my skin does. So within hours of working with these things, they're so grippy that you can't use them on yarn. They're great for silk. The really, really shiny processed silk, they're great for because they grip it.
Okay.
After I've been using them anyway. No one else I know has this problem, but I've eaten through watches, earrings. Me and metals don't get along.
Yeah, because you can't use nickel. These are steel.
Yeah, these are
stainless
steel. Yeah, these are stainless steel. So I finally just gave in and said, you know what? I like the Hiya Sharps. I'm just going to buy a full set of the interchangeables.
You've been planning for it, so.
And bada boom, bada bing, done. And then I bought 3 of the larger size ones because they're for projects that I'm doing currently. And those are fixed circulars. But so far I'm loving them. Like I've done this whole thing on the Hiyas, and I'm really liking them. They are pointy.
Yeah.
They're In the same range, actually, as the signatures.
Okay.
And
You would
they're-
know. You would know.
And they're hollow, so they're nice and
So
light.
light.
And they actually have a really nice flexible cord.
Yeah.
I like this cord.
No
So,
stiffness to
no
it
stiffness
at
to it. Just enough stiffness that it does keep its shape. And it does have a bit of memory, but not so much that you can't easily do, like that's pretty much folded in half right there, that you can't do magic loop on them. They're great. The smallest size these come in is US 3, which is a
2.75.
no, 3.25.
2.5, sorry. I'm thinking diacraft needles.
But you can buy their fixed circulars in up to like a quadruple 0 or a 5.0 or something.
Because you bought some fixed as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I have some fixed. And yeah. So we're just kind of going through the stitches acquisitions as we go.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my little review of the Hiya Sharps.
And you gotta show the bag. That's from last year's.
Oh yeah, this is from last year's stitches. This is my Frog Prince bag, which is from, who's this from? Erin Lane bags. And it's just, this is my large sweater bag.
And this is mine from last year.
Yep.
Sheeps.
What else do I have?
You've
I'll
got
do
your
the small stuff. These are, this is
gorgeous.
Deep in the Forest. And you can just see you can start to see the branches of the trees, and this kind of jut out here is actually the thumb. This was the other thing I was doing in the car on the way down to stitches.
Yeah.
I wanted to have this done, this is the first mitten, and I wanted to have it done by the time we got back, but I started getting car sick on the way home, trying to read my tablet with the pattern on it, at which point I put it away because car sick and Kari are not good things.
No.
I've been car sick before. We will avoid that at all costs. And this is being done on 2.25s. The one thing I found with this pattern,
That's not 2.25.
sorry, 2.5s.
I'm like,
they're
they're
purple. These are also my SIGs. And as some of you might notice, they're a lot shorter than the 8-inch ones I've been knitting with up to this point. Both pairs are. I actually traded them out for the 6-inch ones, and I'm finding for the smaller sizes they're working a lot better.
Good.
Because I don't poke myself in
Yeah, because somebody was looking for longer, so you guys just traded.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I still love my signatures. And the only thing I found with this pattern is there is actually an error in the gauge. Because the gauge given does not work with the sizing. So you actually have to go down a needle size to get kind of the correct size, because the largest set is supposed to be done on US 2s, which is a 2.75 millimeter. And
Yes, I'm trying to put it on.
that's fine. And that should fit my hands. I could fit both of my hands in it. And I'm a pretty accurate knitter when it comes to gauge. And then I looked at the math, and the math actually doesn't work properly.
Not add up.
Nope. So it's literally just a matter of go down a needle size and you're good to go.
And I love it that it's that gradient, light
Yeah.
to dark orange, which is kind of like a sunset.
This is the actual color. I do not know what this yarn is. It is a mysterious sock yarn, because I was literally handed this by, these are for Diane for Freedom for You, the woman who does the knot bags. And
You were handed 2 balls of sock yarn.
well, 3 balls.
Or 3 balls.
Out the side of a car door
Downtown Ottawa.
at lunch. I literally walked out of the coffee shop we were both sitting in at lunch, still knitting.
You're just like, I'll be right back.
Diane pulls up in her
Okay.
car, rolls down the window, hands me a bag, drives off. Well, there was a little bit more than that, but yeah. So there...
Had it been a paper bag, it would have been even funnier.
Yeah, you really have to wonder sometimes because as a group, we tend to do this. You have to wonder what people passing us by think when, bags get handed off.
Or boxes, like that one time with
Or
me.
boxes. Bye. But these are working really well. The pattern, other than the slight gauge issue, is going quite well. I haven't found any other issues with it. I didn't really understand what she was talking about for the braid on it, and as you can see, I've got an actual cuff versus the little folded cuff that the pattern calls for. But the Latvian braid, I didn't quite understand how she'd written it, so I've done enough of them that I can just
Figure
do
it out
it
on your own.
But the best instructions I've ever found for Latvian braid, if you go on Knitty, and I think it's winter 2010, look up the Orangi cardigan, and her description of how to do Latvian braid, best I've ever found. So if you ever come across a point where you need to do them, go look that up. This is in,
That's a little pockets bag, I think.
is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So that's my box bag.
Yep.
Which I love. And I have one more thing on the needles, which I started last night because I finally got around to editing the book that I've written. I have like 3 books written. None of them are edited properly.
I'm waiting for them.
And I finally decided that this summer, at least one of them is going to get edited and put up on Amazon, which is neither here nor there. But I was editing and needed something really, really simple. Mindless. This is stockinette. No, garter. This is garter. You can just see it's a purple on the bottom, beige, brown, and most of you have no idea what this is. This will eventually be a 12-foot scarf. The Doctor Who scarf. I am knitting a Doctor Who scarf. I have finally decided to just bite the bullet and do it. And turns out that editing or reading in general, perfect for this.
There's no thinking.
Especially for these longer sections. Mm-hmm. I am doing it's season 12 and a half is the scarf that I'm doing. So we're actually different scarves. They all look somewhat the same, but they are actually different.
The way the colors change.
And I'm doing it. It is the one that the pattern that I'm following is Tara Wheeler, and I'm a stickler for details sometimes. And this was one of those stickler moments. I found a picture of the 12th, or the
season 12 and a half.
4th Doctor, I think. Oh shoot, I've forgotten which Doctor Tom Baker is. But I found a picture of him from my childhood with the scarf that I wanted. Because it was a particular episode that I remember vividly from when I was a kid. And I found that, and then I went hunting for a pattern that looked like it followed the same pattern. And Tara Wheeler's, she has 8 different ones, I think. She's got a bunch of different seasons of Tom Baker scarves. So this is the one I'm doing. I'm doing it out of its worsted weight. It's Barocco Vintage, which is 50% acrylic and 40% wool and then 10% nylon. Which for a winter scarf, because I am actually going to use this as a winter scarf.
Well, yeah, I would hope after you knit 12 feet of it, you're going to want to wear it. But I figured that the acrylic will give, because I don't normally knit with acrylic, but the acrylic will give it enough wearability that I won't have to worry about it, because quite frankly, it's 12 feet, it's going to get dirty. I want to be able to throw it in the washing machine. Exactly.
But it's also got enough wool in it that A, it will be warm, which is the whole point,
yep.
And B, it can be blocked.
Yes.
And so those are some of the colors.
She bought webs. Was it webs?
It was Webs I got
Stitches?
these from. Yep. These are the rest of the colors. There's 7 colors total. And I do actually intend on making a pair of socks to match. There's a knee-high pattern.
Oh, right, you showed me.
So I'm intending on making those 2. I don't have the sock yarn for that though. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on. That's everything that's on the needles right now. That's all of it.
Besides your other lace projects, but.
Yeah, but I haven't touched those in a couple of weeks, so. Stash?
Your stash, yeah.
Well, you might as well go for stash. Because I've already talked about most of mine.
My stash is.
This is what we got at Stitches.
This is Cloud Lover hand-dyed yarn and fiber. It's very yellow, so the light is shining on it. It's actually really is that yellow with a little bit of brown and stuff in it. So I'll post it in my stash as soon as I have time to take a picture. But it is gorgeous. It's yellow. It's called, I have no idea, Calendula?
Yep.
Calendula. So it's 50 merino, 50 silk, 435 yards of sock weight. And Cloud Lover, which is Natalie, who I've interchanged messages for the past, I think, year on Rev. Finally got to meet her. So, hi Natalie, it was nice to meet you, and this is going to become, most likely, Kari's sock pattern, which is the Hermes.
Yep, the Hermes wing socks, which
Hermes
I
winged.
still have to finish. I still have a sock.
Oh, I thought you meant the pattern. Like, I just bought the pattern. What are you talking about?
No, the pattern's
Sock.
out there. I've never actually finished my pair of socks.
Okay,
need
so I
to do
figure
that.
I might as well do a pattern that, designer and can help me. Because, yeah. What else did I get? This thingy
Yes,
that she's using.
we both got one. Oh yeah, I should probably put that back on so it doesn't tangle. We both got one. Mine's just at home.
I got a yarn bowl by Polly Studio ceramic yarn bowls. So I got a yarn bowl. Well, let's just show the front.
We actually both did, but
You didn't bring
I was coming over on the bus, so I figured it.
So that's my yarn bowl, and actually, that's DK. But I got it for sock yarn, so it fits quite well. And this is the same person that we got our mugs from at Stitches last year.
Yes.
So.
And as a lot of you might know, I had a yarn bowl. It had an unfortunate accident. It hit the floor just. Never let your yarn bowl hit the floor
At the wrong angle.
at the point where there's that cutout. They shatter.
This point here.
Yeah.
Or wait, I'm going backwards. Anyways.
Yeah. It hit the ground at that point and
What
shattered.
else did I buy? Oh, I bought a Notions case, which is in my purse. So it's one of those ones that open, and then it's got the little flaps, and then it closes. Is that all I bought?
I think so.
I think so. So I was good. A lot of it was spent on food. But that's all I have. So
Yeah, I bought. Well, I've shown you all the almost all the yarn I bought. And the other one was
oh yes, you must show.
this, which is Mad Tosh Sock. And it's blues and greens and
Yeah, the
aquas.
color you can't.
It's showing up as just like a royal blue on there,
there's
but there's
green in there.
greens and bits of brown. There we go.
Yeah, now you can see it.
And I hadn't intended on buying this at all. I was buying the yarn for my scarf, which was all the yarn I was intending on buying. I had to buy some for a couple of commissions.
Yeah.
So I bought that. I didn't bring it with me. You'll see it eventually when I start to
Cascade 220.
Yeah, it's Cascade 220. It's for mitts. Like I said, you'll see it eventually because I'll be knitting on them at some point. And Webb's has a thing, and it's both online and in their store, and when they're at shows, where if you buy $60, you get 20% off. I think it's if you buy 120, you get 25 off. Well, I had gotten to, I was like $4. I was like $56 or something. So I picked up a little bottle of wool wash because I needed some more anyway. And I figured, okay, well, I'll just pick up some in a new scent so I can try it out. And there we go, that pushes me over the $60.
Ask her if she brought the wool wash home.
What had happened was the Mad Tosh, some of it anyway, was where the line was snaking around to go for the cash. And me being me was petting the yarn, looking at them and whatnot. And I realized I'd moved several feet along, and I no longer had wool wash in my hands, but I had this instead.
Oopsie.
So I figured that was a sign, and I just brought it home with me. And then the other thing, I did not actually, well, I acquired it, but Sue bought it for me. This is...
It's for a specific project.
Yep.
She wanted purple.
Well, I said pick a color.
Okay, sorry. You said you wanted...
I said I wanted semi-solid.
Medium weight.
Medium weight. This
Socks
is
that rock.
Socks That Rock medium weight. And it is going to be a pair of Cookie socks. I love her sock patterns, but my feet are much larger than hers. And there isn't, in most patterns, I can just figure out a way to size them up. Boom, done. Her patterns are normally 64 stitches. I have to have 74 on 2.25s. And I don't like the way my socks feel when I knit them on 2.5s. So what I figured is go up to the medium weight and knit them on 2.5s.
Because how many yards is in the medium weight?
It's 400 and something as well.
405.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's plenty. And I loves me this. And yeah, so Sue bought me this.
Because she knit me a monster. Which the recipient loved, by the way.
Oh, good.
Did I tell you that?
Oh.
I have pictures on my phone.
He.
I'll show you. And this almost didn't happen because I went through the whole circuit of stitches, could not find Socks That Rock. Could not figure out who was selling Socks That Rock. I was getting a drink.
Blue Moon Fiber Arts themselves wasn't there.
So, because they were there last year.
No, they
Who
weren't.
was selling them last year? Was it the Fold?
Probably.
So anyways, I'm standing in the concession stand getting a drink, and I hear someone talk about Socks That Rock, and I'm like, where? You must tell me where. Well, what happened was, it was in the first aisle, but it was the first booth. Like, not the first one on the end, but it was the next one. And so when Lynn and I were going through the booths, we beelined to the left. They were to the right. And so we missed it totally. So I'm really glad to that person who was talking about it, because she got exactly the yarn she wanted.
Yes. Because, yeah, it's just heavier than fingering enough that it's not going to feel weird on my feet. And I can make Cookie socks.
So win-win.
Yay!
That's...
Anyways.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
pictures. Anyone who took a picture, you can still post it. Because as you can notice, Lynn isn't here.
Yeah. It's in, you can post it in the Stitches thread that says pictures Sue and Kari.
Yep.
And
we will do name drawings when Lynn gets back in 2 weeks.
Which is
so it's not
September,
next weekend, it's the week after.
Or August 30th or...
I think it's the last weekend.
It's the last weekend. Anyways,
I think so.
It's not next weekend, it'll be the weekend after.
Yeah.
She wants to be here for the draw.
Yes, which makes sense since it's her draw and all.
And she said in the meantime she might post some teaser pictures of what the care package is going to have in it. So.
And we will be at Twist next week. Next weekend.
So whether we're recording on Saturday,
It might not. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll record Friday night.
Something. Yeah.
You know.
We'll see. 'Cause yeah, we're what? 4-1 as far as recording on location goes. We keep saying we'll do it, and we've done it once.
Yeah. We did it in Maryland, right?
Yep, that was it.
It was just hectic at Stitches. We just
we were
go. If we were not out eating or
something
at Stitches or.
But yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. Now we're babbling.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. I'm not touching the mouse.